position in 1937, chess master Evan Korchmar plays a combination so insane, I guarantee it will improve your day. Let's see what happens here. So in the game, Korchmar is mounting a very nice kingside attack, and he starts the combination off with rook to g3, swinging over with the rook to hit queen takes g7 checkmate. So the opponent defends with pawn to f6. But now Korchmar piles up the pressure and plays bishop to h6, taking advantage of the pawn being pinned to the king and now threatening rook takes g7. So the opponent defends with rook to f7. But here's where Korchmar comes up with an insane combination. He realizes that the back rank is now open, and rook to e8 check would be a devastating threat. But this knight on d6 is nicely guarding the square. So that's why Korchmar comes up with the only winning move, the brilliant knight to b4. A retreating knight move that sacrifices the knight, but also attacks this rook on a6. And the real point of this move is that it opens up the queen's attack towards the knight. So the threat is queen takes d6, sacrificing the queen to play rook to e8 check, which would lead to checkmate. And the best that black can do is play a retreating move like queen to d7, guarding the e8 square, and then just sacrificing the rook. But black didn't believe Korchmar, and they just take the knight. But now we follow up with queen takes d6, sacking the queen to play rook to e8 check. And this queen cannot be captured, because if you take it, then rook to e8 check, rook to f8 only move, and now rook takes g7, king to h8, and rook takes f8 checkmate. So you can't take the queen, and the opponent tries queen to d7, both guarding the e8 square and offering a queen trade. But now Korchmar continues with his brilliance and finds the only winning move, the beautiful queen to d5. A quiet move that just retreats the queen in order to pin the rook to the king. And now the rook can't move, and the threat is rook takes g7. And the queen can't take the queen because you have to keep guarding the back rank, and rook to e8 would be checkmate. So the opponent tries king to f8, getting the king out of the pin so now the rook can move, and we're threatening a queen trade. But now there's one winning move, and Korchmar, he finds it. He plays rook takes g7. This move threatens checkmate no matter what. Because, first of all, if you take the rook, then we can play queen takes d7, and the bishop now pins the rook to the king this way, and the rook can't recapture. So the opponent just takes the queen. But now Korchmar finishes it off with the beautiful rook to g8 double check. Only move taking the rook, and now rook to e8, and rook takes f8 checkmate.